Bill, wait a minute. That don't.
We good. I think we are on.
That sound like that's supposed to be a contact or something else.
We good. We good. Hold on, let me. Hold on. Crap. Just pop it up a little bit. Boom. Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Hello.
Oh,
I think we are good.
how'd that get me? And I was upstairs.
What is good, guys? Mom and Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing on their end? Welcome to the final open mic Q&A of 2021. We are ending the year for the Q&As on December 26th instead of later. So I just wanted to get that out there real quick. Happy holidays, guys. Hope everybody had a fun and safe Christmas and had a good time. Either whether you were a giver or a receiver. Watch some good holiday movies. You know, like It's a Wonderful Life or Christmas Story or Home Alone or Die Hard. Yeah, I look at it as a Christmas movie. Things like that. I hope you all are well.
Oh,
I wanted to also send shouts out to my Canuck Pack members. Happy Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day to all my Canuck Pack members. I appreciate many of you. I do have some Canadian Pack members, so I appreciate that very much. And also, happy Kwanzaa as well. It is the first day of Kwanzaa for all those who celebrate Kwanzaa. Um, More importantly, I'm going to address some things before we get to the questions. So please hold the questions. Please, just for a minute. I want to get to some certain things to just to tell you some things, and because I had seen some people asking about it, so I want to address that too. But like I said before, I hope everybody had a safe and happy Christmas. Christmas is always my favorite time of the month, year. Excuse me. Uh, it's just what it is. Had my annual meeting of between my mother and I, uh, and it was the first time in a long time that I woke up and I didn't shed tears or felt like crying afterwards. So that was a good thing. So what is the things I want to address, guys? Okay, so here's what I wanted to address real quick. It is about the Patreon. I've seen some people asking me, oh, so what's going to be on the Patreon or what exclusive stuff's going to be on there. I'm going to get to all that in another video, not here, but I will. So there also another thing that I wanted to address also. I had put up 2 reviews of Spider-Man No Way Home. I had put that up, and it was a non-spoiler here, and for my patrons, I put up full spoiler. They were going to get it first, so I had to address that. I wanted to address that because I saw a couple of people on the non-spoiler review asking, so are we going to be able to get, even if I'm not a patron, so will I be able to see the review? And I said, yeah. It was never not going to come up here. I haven't forgotten all the support I got here first. So I was never going to cheat anybody out of it. I just wanted to put it up on Patreon first because I wanted to see how it would work. see how it worked there. So the all spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home will be available the 31st of December. It's going. I give it another this week, and it'll be up. So you can go check it out when it's up. So I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that. I put that. I actually made a post about that. I was like, yeah, people were asking, and I was just like, yeah, like, it's gonna go up. It's just my Patreon's gonna get it first. Um, and once again, I thank everybody who says, yeah, I will join your Patreon later on. And I'm like, hey, I'm not forcing anybody to join it, but if you want to, that's good. So once again, that's going to be fine. I want to also address some things that are coming next year. We'll definitely do some more Mount Vernon Kid tries, like food tries, like things that I haven't tried. The first one that's coming up, I have a package coming in soon with a lot of Aussie snacks. That is all snacks from Australia, the land down under, including Vegemite is in there. So I will be doing that on camera here. That's going to be for you guys. It's not going to be exclusively to Patreon. It's going to be right here. And I will be trying a lot of different snacks from Australia with all the Aussies and things like that. I've always wanted to try a lot of, especially like Tim Tams. And I was like, if I don't try Tim Tams before I die, I'm gonna shoot myself. Shouts out to Gatarzan. If I saw you put that you made some key lime pie, respect. You all know key lime pie is one of my favorite pies, and my mouth is dry. That rhymed. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Anyway, yeah, I saw that on Instagram, and I was like, hey, pretty cool. So there are a lot of things coming, guys. I will put up what's going to be exclusive on the channel on Patreon. There are going to be exclusive things there, but also the giveaway is going to be starting next year as well. A giveaway. I'm gonna start doing a giveaway for you guys, my pack, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am now. The numbers keep rising. We are still on our way to 12,000 pack members strong. So I appreciate that. So I will have there's gonna be like a giveaway that it's gonna be worth. I forgot how much I said it was gonna be worth, but it's gonna have goodies in there. And every time you guys comment on a video, your name goes in a poll. And at the end of the month, I will pull that. It usually will be the last Q&A of the month, and I'll do the drawing from there. And when that happens, guys, I will we will make contact. I will send you my email, or you can just go on my page. You can see my business inquiry email. You can put it there, and you contact me, and you give me your personal information, wherever you want me to ship it, and I will ship it to you. That's something that's given back to the pack. So I am planning that. So there's a lot of things coming that I have planned for the channel, and a lot of things planned for my patrons. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Matthew Mann, my first Patreon. I'm hoping you're doing well. I know you lost your father again. You have my condolences about that. Especially right around the holidays. I know that must suck. But as always, I take it from someone who has lost a parent. It's gonna hurt. It's always gonna hurt. But it is the good memories that you shared with that parent that'll help subside the pain. It's not gonna cure it. It's gonna help. Just some advice. Okay, so I think I finished all I wanted to talk about. Now, please do not. I want no real spoilers about Spider-Man No Way Home. in here, please. If I see a spoiler or I see a couple of my moderators in it, if we start seeing spoilers of Spider-Man No Way Home, because I know there's still people who have not seen that movie, delete them right now. You can talk about Hawkeye, but I'm fine with that. And I do need to put up my Hawkeye review. But just please don't spoil Spider-Man No Way Home and things like that. I would appreciate that if you did. All right. So let's see these questions. All right. D Mike. What up? God bless you, bro. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that again. We have Travis Tipton. Who's worse GI Joe member to you? What? Who is the worst GI Joe member? Is that what you mean? I don't know. Like everybody plays their part as a member of the GI Joe. I mean, even Wild Bill. Like even though you never really see Wild Bill on the ground, like in the trenches, but he is air support, so you got to give him credit for what he is. Like so I can't really say there's a worse GI Joe member at all. Why is that being held? Show that. Good day, Merry Christmas. And hot as fire. Oh man, well that's that. Well, you're under the equator, so you're gonna get hot weather more. Tony Montana, what is up? What's up, Chris? Excuse me. What's up, Tony? How's everybody? Oh boy, excuse me. God bless you. I'm still going through depression. How are you doing, Chris? I am fine, Kuma. Hi, Chris. Caroline. Real David, what is good? What's up? What's going on, Chris? Have you ever met a girl that just gives you butterflies inside every time you think about her? Yeah. That is one girl right now, and I'm talking to. So yeah, there you go. So yeah. Could you imagine making $1 billion in a box office without China releasing in a current situation? We're talking about Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man has made over $1 billion in box office, and I don't think it even came out in China. So yeah, congratulations to that. I think that is the first post-pandemic movie to do it. So congrats. That's what I said. Pandemic. So yeah, bloody. Oh man. Let's see. And thanks, man. The key lime pie was delicious. I'm still baffled as to why it's not a thing here. Key lime pie. For all those who don't know the origin, it comes from the Florida Keys. The Key West, that area of Florida, those island chains out there. That's where it originates from. And then it started to spread mainly in the South and the coastal cities here in the States. And then it started working its way up. Like there's a place in New York that does key lime pies on a stick, and they stick it in chocolate as well. I've never been there, but I know about it. But yeah, key lime pie is just a really, I like the tartiness to it, the sweetness. I don't get me wrong. I love a good apple pie. Don't get me wrong, but when I taste key lime pie, and I became obsessed with that flavor. Like I'll even eat key lime pie yogurt, key lime pie cheesecake. There's a place here in the States, guitar, called Cheesecake Factory, and they are like masters of crafting different styles of cheesecake. So yeah, I do love key lime pie. It's really good. I love it. I would find it weird that Aussie gets Australia gets a lot of things. Like usually, things always come down to Australia. So I was shocked to hear that when you told me that. Like, it's not a thing in Australia. I was like, really? Oh, wow. There'd be something the Roos would like. No, I'm just messing around. What do you think of the Wizard of Oz, the original? This is from Galactus Girl. I love the Wizard of Oz. Classic tale, classic story. Judy Garland. That's probably one of the performances she's known for. Um, and all the different remakes that they've had, from The Wiz with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Nipsey Russell and all those people. Um, Even to comic, I like over the years there've been a lot of different comic companies that have made like alterations to them. Like there's this one that's under I think Abspin Comics. They did they did a Wizard of Oz tale, but instead of it's more of a western. Like Dorothy, instead of like the ruby slippers, she's got ruby six shooters and things like that. It was really cool. Yeah, I like it. It's fun. Still probably some of my favorite scenes is still uh, the flying monkeys crack me up because they just look funny as hell and they're chasing Dorothy. Is pretty funny. Uh, you notice like the Tin Man had an axe and he never used that shit as a weapon at all. I was like, man, motherfucker, you got an axe, like kill one of them fools. Like it was so funny, and it just always made you got the lion, but he's a coward, and and what they would do to the scarecrow is just unbelievable. It's, it's like they just throw straws out and just leave him there, and he's like, yeah, they took this out and threw my people over there, and they threw me over there. I'm like, oh Jesus! And of course, the witch, all it took was some water. No, that's the Tin Man. Help! Help! Yeah,
Start to get stuck.
And then of course, the Tin Man start crying. He rusts. Like it's stuff like that. It's just so funny. Like but it's and of course, I still one of my favorites. Another favorite scene is when they finally figured out the Wizard of Oz is just some man behind it. Don't pay attention to that man behind the. And he keep and then but I think still to this day the whole I don't get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. Like it's funny. Um, Gave a different indication of Kansas. I've never been through Kansas, so I can't really say how much of that is true. But yeah, that's probably one of like it's a famous tale. It really is. What the hell? Uh, let's see. Oh God, yeah, dang. What was all these questions? Now I'm missing a question. Okay, Tony, is it okay if I talk about Hawkeye or not? Hawkeye, you could talk about. We could talk about Hawkeye. I will still do a review on it, so we can talk about Hawkeye. Um, there's even a part I have plans to talk. I will be putting up two videos soon about Hawkeye. But yeah, we can talk about Hawkeye. Caroline Yax is what DLC characters are you hoping for in Gotham Knights? Uh, it'd be cool if they put Huntress and the Signal in there. Batwoman, people like that. If this game is truly going to be about Bruce is dead and it's, I doubt it. They watch. They ain't gonna do it. They even in the games they ain't got the guts to kill Bruce off. They ain't got the guts. It's been 30 years now since I lost my dad and my granddad. Oh God.
got to thinking about them during the holidays. 1990 was the last Christmas I ever had to spend with them.
Oh wow, damn.
Tim, given how live action Cowboy Bebop was bad, in my opinion, don't you think they should not make a live action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, no, because they already did Avatar: Last Airbender, and that came out in movies. That one was garbage. Um, and I didn't hate Cowboy Bebop from what I watched. Didn't finish watching all of it, and I didn't hate it. But Cowboy Bebop is such a beloved anime that's only 27, 24 episodes. It doesn't have a season two. It's just one series. That's it. And of course, the ending is left up to our imagination. Even the creator even said that, like, did Spike die or is? And I've always looked at Spike did not die. He just passed out of exhaustion. Um, but you know, they're making a Yu Yu Hakusho live action, um, and it's not like they can't do it because look at the Rurouni Kenshin. The Rurouni Kenshin live action movies have been damn near perfect adaptations. I've never watched the Full Metal Alchemist. I should. I want to. I still want to watch it. Um, I know they're doing a One Piece. That one's gonna be weird. I'll admit that one because One Piece, you're gonna need like some big budget special effects for all the devil fruit powers. Yes, notice I said devil fruit. I didn't say gum fruit and all them other. I used the original stuff. Sorry. So I mean it but Cowboy Bebop. I mean even I would love a an Outlaw Star, live action because to me I never looked at Outlaw Star as being you can't do because to me Outlaw Star is just almost Firefly. You watch Firefly, that's basically what Outlaw Star is. Um, but it's just to me it's just it's just the timing is just the right. You need the right amount of people that care about the project. And once again, like I said, I don't think it was that bad, but I think what they did right, a lot of people, the amount of rights they did, the amount of wrongs, I should say, to most people feel like they outnumbered the rights, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, Avatar, so far, looking at that cast, I'm loving that cast. I'm like, this is damn near perfect. Perfect casting. And the people behind like the Mandalorian is making this. So um tell me more about this girl, Chris. How is it going between that's private. That's unless I want to talk about that, bro, that stays between me and her. So yeah. All you need to know is we're talking. That's all. Which movie this year do you think deserved more attention? A lot of them. The pandemic hit a lot of them hard. A lot of them were pushed back. They were supposed to come out earlier, but they didn't. Um, for example, um, Antlers. That was supposed to come out a long time ago, but it didn't, and it came out later. Even I believe even Daniel Craig's final performance as James Bond was supposed to come out, and it didn't. So yeah, I mean, there's you can name a bunch, and you could just say, yeah, that could have done better.
Wait, was that supposed to be pushed back?
No, it came out. I think it did. I think it was supposed to come out early.
They got the attention.
But I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it didn't get attention. I'm just saying.
But the question was, got more like I think it seemed like the James Bond it came. People talked about it. Bam.
Yeah.
Like I think he's talking about something that went under the radar.
She.
she went
Yeah.
like talking about that went under the radar.
I didn't say that it didn't. I'm just saying like it got pushed back. I was using that as an example in terms of the movies that should have were supposed to come out, but the pandemic held them back, like Antlers.
But that got pushed back even before the pandemic.
Again,
Or them movies was just kind of getting pushed back for other reasons.
Uh,
Like John Wick got pushed back
yeah,
again, and that
John
was even
Wick.
before the pandemic.
John Wick 4 got pushed back, and now it got pushed back again. It ain't coming out till my birthday of next year. It's gonna come out March 24th to 2023. That's crazy. Uh, I didn't watch I didn't watch Matrix, and nor will I watch it. I don't know. I just I didn't feel like it needed to be come back to the Matrix. I really didn't. Um, and honestly, I didn't. I just felt like it was. I'll say it again. I'll said it before. Matrix to me didn't need two sequels, especially when you had Neo become the one in that first movie. It was like, yeah, okay, that's it. I didn't care. So yeah, I didn't care. No, I won't watch the Matrix. I'm not gonna watch the Matrix Resurrection. Okay, let's see. Let me not so, okay. Winter Wonderland. Okay. Did you see the full look of the Riddler in the upcoming Batman? He looks like the Zodiac killer. What do you think? I did see that. I'm okay with it. For now. I understand they want to do something different with, but I guess they want Riddler to be a main focus. They want him to look a little bit more menacing than a guy in a top hat with question marks all over his jacket and stuff. But I'm cool with that. I'm just glad they're using somebody outside of just the Joker. I'm glad it's the Riddler because Riddler's one of my favorite Batman villains. You know, um, I like the Riddler. I'm excited for the cast, but I'm also nervous. That's fine. That's what everybody's saying. They're nervous uh, about the Avatar, but we haven't seen anything yet. They just showed the cast so far. Until we start seeing footage being put together, yeah, I'll still wait. Uh, have you seen the animated movie Rumble? No, I have not seen that yet. I know it's on Paramount Plus, and I do have Paramount Plus. I haven't sat down and watched it yet. I do want to watch because I actually thought that was pretty funny. It's like monsters, and it kind of reminded me of like fighting. Wrestling. It's fun. It's just stuff I like. See, did you watch the Pixar movie Coco yet? No, I did not. Probably won't watch it. I don't know. Just I don't watch everything Pixar. I just I don't. I really don't. It's not. Oh, Pixar movie. I gotta watch it. If it interests me, it interests me. Like the Bad Boys that's coming out soon with the Big Bad Wolf and Mister Miss Tarantula, Mister Shark. That looks fun, and I appreciate everybody who has enjoyed my reaction to that because that was fun. I like that. That's fun. That's a DreamWorks animation. I like DreamWorks animated movies too. Outside of just Pixar. I'm looking at my movie collection. I do have a lot of DreamWorks animated movies. Outside of just How to Train a Dragon and Shrek and all those. Over the Hedge reminds you good stuff. Um, we do get lemon meringue cheesecake. Oh yeah, I like lemon meringue cheesecake. Yeah, that's good stuff. Which anime character do you see Frieza being good friends with? Nobody. Villains are not good friends with each other. Nobody. You be just waiting for them to stab you in the back. Like,
Harley and I.
yeah, Harley and Ivy. Well, they're lovers, so yeah.
But no, I don't look at any Frieza, looking at any anime character like, oh yeah, I could be my buddy. Never. Not a damn. Don't cry, you'll rust yourself again. Yeah, that cracks me up, man. Don't cry, you'll rust yourself again. That's just funny to me. I can't stop with that one. Have a happy new year and stay safe. Thank you, Dewell. I appreciate that. You too. You should react to the video of fathers eating other fathers barbecue ribs. It's hilarious. I've seen that video. Yes, I've seen that video. I have reacted to a couple of vids where aunties try other aunties sweet potato pie. Aunties try other aunties potato salad. Things are hilarious to me, you know. And I'm picky about eating other people's potato salad as it is, so I got that. Um, the sweet potato pie, once again, like I said, I love sweet potato pie. That is, I hate to say it, but that is definitely, um, when you think about especially cooking and bake cookouts and things like that, especially in a black cookout. Yeah, you know somebody got a sweet potato pie there. You know, that is just that defines, that's one food that really defines the deep south for just black folks in general. Um, it is older than pumpkin pie. It is actually the cousin to pumpkin pie. And I'm not even a big pumpkin pie fan. So I eat sweet potato pie all the time. I love sweet potato casseroles. I like all that stuff. Especially if you're putting things like, put the cinnamon on. Sometimes you add the marshmallows. Some people add pecans or however you want to pronounce it. Uh, Good stuff. It's really good. I love that. Some fans are entitled assholes. Yeah, that's true. If Marvel and Tekken existed in the same universe, do you think Shield would go after uh, Hiachi and his family? Uh, Not really. Uh, they're not a big. That big on the radar. Yeah, they're not even a big blip for Shield to be. Maybe somebody else, but not Shield. They got better things to do than worry about a family squabble between them. Nah, I understand where you're coming from with it. You're like, oh well, look at what they did, and yeah, but they would never get that powerful because of the universe they're in. Like, you think the Mishiba family would be as powerful as they are in a world where there's gods and monsters and mutants and metahumans and everything like that? No way. No way. No way. Hell, if anything, if anything, Nick could just send Doctor Strange down there, just to, just like, here, just can you just handle them real quick, or even just have Wanda go down there, just handle them. I'll do something for you, whatever. Hell, he probably even send Wolverine down there. Can you just handle them? Just handle them. Caroline, I'd love to see Spoiler and Orphan, Stephanie, because oh yeah, I mean yeah, more Cassandra. I mean, we'll have to see when this game comes out. How much DLCs they're gonna have. But the fact that they're facing the Court of Owls, you know, yeah, it probably will happen. There are rumors that they will have Nakia pregnant of T'Challa, and their son inherits the mantle of Black Panther. What do you think of that idea? When I mean, I that boggles me because one, wasn't Nakia
blipped out too. So, and that child would not be even old enough, that I don't know. I never heard that rumor before. That's interesting. Excuse me.
Warner Brothers really screwed up their movie releases by having their movies come out in theaters and streaming platforms at the same time. What do you think?
Uh, what happened? Um, it depends because you got to also remember there were times when movies were, the theaters were closed, and but they still wanted to put them out. And then there are some movies that came out. I mean, that came out in theaters and in on streaming, and they did pretty well. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, that Mortal Kombat movie, it did well. I hate to admit it, but it did. It did well streaming wise.
It did well. It did well.
It did well enough
It did well
that
financially.
I didn't like it. I did not like that, and I wish they never thought about making a sequel. But yeah, but when things started opening up, you know, we saw a lot of movies like being exclusive to just theaters. Just Warner Brothers just felt like, okay, not everybody can get to the theater, so hey, they got, the Warner Brothers screwed everybody. Andrew, hey Chris, happy holidays. And guess who just graduated from the college with a bachelor's degree? Congrats. Hey, congrats. Congrats indeed. Caroline, do you find it interesting that they have they have a casting for Kyoshi before Roku? No, no. Uh, Maybe they're just not telling that. Once again, is you got to also look at it from, it is an adaptation, and they're focusing. They want to focus more on Avatar Kyoshi than Avatar Roku.
One fighting game character who wait, one fighting game character who hard to learn.
Wait, what? Wait.
One fighting that's hard.
One
was hard to master.
Who was hard to master.
King. Yeah, there you go. King. I could definitely say King for sure. Like being able to basically King, I would say King because if you can learn how to chain those all them grapples into the suplexes and everything, yeah, you got them packed. But if you can't, yeah, it's hard.
I would say Vega, but Vega, a lot of his moveset is you gotta charge down.
Yeah, Vega.
You gotta really have patience to get on. Then you gotta know how to get those commands out quick.
Vastek. Vastek. Okay. Some people are saying that all the MCU movies and TV shows that came out this year sucked, except for saying that nobody wanted Shang-Chi or Eternals. What do you say about that?
I say to them, to each its own. I didn't hear anybody's not wanting them. Not on my part.
And to be fair, you know why that's not fair? Because let's be real, in the mainstream, Shang-Chi was a virtually unknown. So how can you say nobody wanted somebody that was not known?
Yeah,
and the MCU has kind of got their reputation on getting unknown famous.
I was about to say that. Yeah, you got to also look at it from the MCU point of view. Like what was the tagline from the beginning of MC? Kevin Feige takes B list characters, which is boggles my mind. Basically, these are characters that got over 50 years of history.
Yeah, but because they're not the
But
mainstream stars.
because of the fact that they didn't come out around the same time when Spider-Man and X-Men and all that stuff, they're B-list. And look what happened to those characters. And so when the different phases came out, you saw those characters get sequels, but Feige and his team would always incorporate a newer edition that maybe, maybe moviegoers had no clue about, but comic fans like me knew about. A good example of that, Guardians of the Galaxy. Look, look at what happened to them. Not too many people knew who they were. Not too many people knew that was everybody was outside of comic readers. They didn't know anything about them. Though that was the first movie people were gonna saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the first chink in that Marvel armor. It's gonna fail. It's gonna be a box office dead drop." Wrong. People fell in love with that tree man and that raccoon, and all the other characters equaled up. Sequel comes out, you add new characters, still love it, and now we got a third one coming out and a group special, you know. So another one with Ant-Man. People were looking at like I even looked at Ant-Man like, wow, they're giving Ant-Man a solo movie, and I was like, I really felt like he should have been on the Avengers right away. But and then after that, what started happening? All the Avengers got some kind of their own series, movie or say. All the Avengers had a movie outside of Hawkeye. He had a TV show, and the TV show worked better for him than a movie. Because and I've had many people tell me that I'm not even a big fan of Hawkeye, but I really enjoyed that. That really gave me more of an indication of why talking to me, saying why I can understand why Chris you like him so much and things like that. So yeah, I say nay to those people, because once I heard Shang-Chi was getting the movie, I loved it because once again looking at it from my perspective, I know these characters. But even I knew the Eternals, I was like, yeah, that's going to be hard because nobody, not even comic readers, read a lot of Eternals. It is one of the few Kirby creations that does not get a lot of buzz.
Um, Ever seen DreamWorks' Rise of the Guardians? Yes, I have. I like that movie too. Hugh Jackman was the Easter Bunny. That was funny. So, Chris, quick question: how do you feel about Netflix Nickelodeon series Glitch Text?
Never watched it, so
I'll got to check it out. What was the best last song and artist you listened to
today, I listened to "Purple Haze" uh, by Jimi Hendrix. I was listening to that today. So yeah, there you go.
Purple Haze on my mind. I love that song. Just that guitar riff alone.
But y'all know what he's talking about, right?
So yeah,
It was Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix.
Tony, what do you think of the portrayal of Wilson Fisk in Hawkeye?
I liked it. I like the fact that he's still playing the same character. You know, and he even's going on record say that is the same Fisk from Daredevil. People were really bugged out about the look, what he was wearing. I'm like, dudes, he wore that look before. He wore two looks from comics. And the last look you saw him in with the tropical shirt, that was in the he wore that look in the Spider-Man graphic novel by Mark Waid, Family Problem, Family Matters, I believe that's the name of it. Yeah, where we find out that Peter Parker has a sister, and now it is canon. Yes, Peter has a sister, and she's a spy. Um, and he wore that. It's on the cover. You can Google it, and you see him. He's out there trying to hit Spider Man. But yeah, I thought it was great. And very interesting. And they kept it true that him and Echo have history. Which is true. Oh boy, I gotta sneeze again. Excuse me. Thank you. It is true that him and Echo uh, was Kingpin did raise Echo, and he told Echo that Kingpin did kill her father, and I like the little detail to kind of pulling off the Echo look a little bit like when her father died, his hand came on her face, but the handprint wasn't. It was on her cheek instead. Like if you ever see Echo, she has like war paint or so of a handprint. Well, basically, when her father died, it was his bloody hand that went across her face, and that was what that meant to her. But yeah, in the comics, yeah, she and Echo was told that Daredevil killed her father and everything like that, and so they kept it true. They just exerted Echo.
Right.
They took Daredevil out of the picture, but I feel Daredevil is coming. We're going to see more Daredevil, and I think, and they'd be stupid to do that act of what they did at the end of Hawkeye, and kill the character off. In the comics, once again, Echo did confront Kingpin and shot him, but instead of killing him, she blinded him. Like she shot him and he blinded. But yeah, and I love the actress who played it. Like I love the fact that she was actually she was deaf, and but she but Echo is not. She doesn't have a prosthetic leg. Echo's just deaf. She can speak. You have that's why you have to speak in front of her. She can read your lips. But I love that everybody learned sign language and communicating with her. And being that she's an actress well, this was her first role, and being that she's an actress who is everything. She's representing so many different communities, which is great. You know, you really had to. She sold a lot with her body language, her eyes, and things like that. I will talk all about Hawkeye in terms because there were some things I was disappointed in Hawkeye, and mainly it's the characters, some characters, but outside of that, I loved it. I thought the series was great. Um, so yeah, but I did like. We all knew it was hard because once they were saying Uncle, I'm like, that's Kingpin. Is like, there's no way. And from what Vincent D'Onofrio said, he had to hold on to that for years, like for a year, like that he was going to be in it. So, but we got two characters now from the Netflix series in the MCU. Everybody should know who that second person is. But yeah.
Did you play Power Rangers Battle for the Grid?
No, I don't think I have.
What's your opinion on the Music Meister?
Uh,
It's all right. Did you see the Did you see the trailer to Naomi?
yeah, I saw it. Um, that's not bad. Not bad. I have read Naomi. Naomi, and I like the character.
We'll see where it goes. How would you like the relationship between Carol, Monica, and Kamala to be like in the Marvels movie?
Well, first of all, they got to address the issue of Monica seeming to have some kind of issue with Carol, we saw that. Like she had some animosity towards Carol, so that better be addressed. With Kamala, it should be just like what she is. She's a fan. She's a fangirl. So it's like almost like you're Captain Marvel. Like okay, like that's
Like Ant-Man.
it should be just literally the way she is portrayed in the comic. She's a big, big geek who writes fan fiction about all the heroes in the Marvel universe. Like she's teamed up with all of them. She writes fan fiction. Like that's crazy. And when she does get to meet them, she's like giddy, like a schoolgirl. So in a sense, it also should maybe be Kamala that helps maybe kind of be that kind of bridge between like what's your problem with her? Both of y'all sit down and talk it out.
Be the kind of that person. Congratulations to Andre. Also, oh, cool. Which video game besides Street Fighter do you see Tekken crossing over with?
Virtual Fighter, and I've always wanted to see a Virtual Fighter Tekken game. I did a video about that a long time ago to see them because I've always felt like their the fighting engine felt the same outside of certain aspects, but then once Virtual Fighter started crossing over with Dead or Alive and all that stuff, I was like, okay, it could work.
That'll be the next thing I'd like to see Tekken work with.
Yeah, Dead or Alive, it'd be really cool to see. We don't know if there will be a Tekken 8. I'm sure there probably will be. But the fact is, yeah, Heihachi Mishima is dead. He's dead. One of them.
We see it. We seen it.
We actually seen it this time. Like his son, his son actually killed him. So and now one father and son dynamic is now it's down to another father and son dynamic. So yeah.
Geese Howard, Wolfgang Krauser are brothers, half brothers. They don't like each other.
Yeah, they're half brothers. They don't like each other. That's true.
Delroy Leonard got casted in the upcoming Blade movie. Do you think he?
Really?
Yes, he's gonna be in it. Do you think he will be playing Jamal Afari or someone else?
I'm going for Jamal. I'm going for there's Blade's mentor, his mentor, his there. And once again, being that this is a Marvel Studios and Marvel tends to stay more true to the source, yes, he's going to play Jamal Afari, and I love that because once I saw that, I said Jamal. I said, yeah, that's who he's playing. It would make sense. I'm not. Look, Whistler is not real. He's not. He's a created character for the movie, and of course, the Spider-Man TV show. Blade was trained by a man called Jamal Afari, who was a jazz musician and a vampire hunter. And when Blade was young, Blade helped Jamal fight off vampires, and he trained them. Later, of course, yeah, Jamal did get succumb to vampirism, and Blade had to, take his mentor out. But yeah, I would hate if they made Delroy just the Black Whistler. I'm like, be a little different with this one. Like for example, if they say Blade was show where he was born and his mother, like Blade was born in England. He was not born in America. He was born in England. He was actually born in a brothel. His mother was I want to say a prostitute, but just she worked in a brothel, and that's where Deacon Frost, which he was known for the vampire with two fangs. He had two fangs. Like it was like they made that a big deal. Like no vampire has two sets of fangs. So yeah, he made a big deal about that. But yeah, I am thinking Delroy's Mr. Leonard is playing Jamal Afari. I think that's who he's playing.
Good to see him more often again.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be. I think he's definitely gonna be that character.
I like them in Hard Day's Fall.
Mhm. Yeah, and if y'all never seen Delroy, I mean, Mr. Leno's been doing. He's been in the limelight for years. Like, there's so many movies he's done. He's even worked a lot with Jet Li. You can catch him now in The Harder They Fall. He plays the legendary Bass Reeves, um, a very known lawman here in the States. Um, Bass Reeves, for all those who don't know, was a U.S. Marshal here in the States. He was a black marshal at the time when, he was a slave, and he is the inspiration of the Lone Ranger. Um, he had over 2,000 to 3,000 known arrests, and he only killed 14 people, and most of those was due to self-defense or so. But yeah, Bass Reeves is he's a legend. He doesn't get talked about it much, um, but he's a legend.
Yeah, but I do feel that way. Do you like shooter games? I'm taking even I'm talking even the older PC classics like Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, another I was stuck on for a while, The House of the Dead, Overkill on Wii.
Love House of the Dead. Love that. Yeah, I like shooter games. Time Crisis, uh, all those different like Terminator games. When the arcades were still running here in the States, yeah, they had all those shooters. I love those things. Even like those old school Western games and like Pow. They had actual real actors coming in. You got to shoot stuff like that. But I love House of the Dead. Um, I do play, Call of Duty. Overwatch. I played that one. That's a shooter game. So yeah, I do. I do what play shooters.
Along with the Watchtower, mate. That's my all along the Watchtower, mate. That's my Jimi Hendrix jam right there.
Yeah, all over the Watchtower is a good song. For all those who don't know what he's talking about, you heard it. Have you ever seen Forrest Gump? Is played in that song. It's that do 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 do. Yeah.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite Spider-Man story arcs?
Ooh, that's a long thing. I love the aliens, the symbiote saga. Love that. Always love that. I love Identity Crisis, which doesn't get enough credit that it does. That's an underrated storyline when Peter had to. There was a bounty on Peter's head as Spider-Man, and so he created, with the help of some of his friends like the Prowler. He created 4 new identities: the Hornet, Prodigy, Ricochet, and Dusk. Each one of them was different. Then later on, those identities were taken over by 4 kids. They were called the Slingers. That was a good storyline. I love Back to Black. I do love that story. We beat the shit out of Kingpin. I love that. Um, Craven's Last Hunt. Love that. Yeah, I like Maximum Carnage. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's a little over the top. I'm glad that Sins of the Past has been revamped because that was still disgusting to me. I don't like that story at all, where basically it's implying that you know Osborn basically had sex with Gwen Stacy, and she bared his children, and
disgusting. It made Norman Osborn a bastard, just nasty. Just glad they retconned that. That was disgusting. Do you think they did Kingpin dirty by having him get beaten a lot too easily by Kate?
Oh,
No.
there's been a debate about that. That's been an ongoing thing. Everybody's like, it took Matt Murdock almost maybe two seasons, and on Kate's first try, she beats Kingpin.
She did have weapons,
but that has been.
She had. I mean, you got.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah, look,
I'm just saying there's been a debate. There's some people that there's somebody that do not approve of either A, that, or B, like, man, we didn't even get to see Clint meet with having a scene with him.
Well, look at it this way. First of all, he was going after Kate's mom. Okay, that number one. He got hit by a car, got up. Kate shot him twice with arrows, didn't do shit. He broke all her arrows, and then she had to use weapons. She was not really taking her hand to hand. He was throwing her around. And it came down to weapons. So I don't really consider they did him dirty. I can't. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't hand to hand. It was weapons that helped her.
I really liked Echo too.
I love Echo. I've always loved Echo. Echo has always been a fan for her. I love her. She is one of my favorite Native American characters. And the girl who played young Echo, that's the actresses who's older Echo. That's her cousin. That's her actual cousin. And you can see the family resemblance. I was like, yeah, I can see it.
I think somebody was gonna bring up because Kyle told that there's been a hot take of Kingpin losing the key.
Demon Slayer season 2. I'm not finished with the first season, so yeah. Do you ever get tired of redeemable villains? Yes,
some I do. I do have. I'm not a big fan of when these writers want to redeem villains, especially ones that you look at them and like past issues. They're like, these guys have no redeemable qualities. Like, for example, like I can't see they try to do that with Dr. Doom, and I'm like, Doom will never truly be redeemable because at the end of the day, as long as Reed Richards is around, he's always going to be like, I got to be better than Richards. They tried to do that with Juggernaut, and I was actually pulling for Juggernaut as kind of redeeming himself, and he had sparked up a good friendship with I'm forgetting the character, but his code name was Fish Boy for the X-Men, and then once Sidorak started seeing that nonsense, started to see like, oh, you starting to become more like your brother. He started taking the power away from him. So at the end of the day, he was like, I don't want that, and he turned back to his old ways. I remember when they did that to the Rhino. The Rhino was able to, I don't know how, but they were able to get that Rhino suit off of him. I don't know how they did that because that thing is permanent. And he got a wife, he got, and then all of a sudden there was a new guy who came on, a new Rhino. That Rhino killed the old Rhino's wife. And what does he do? He blames it on Spider-Man, and then it's like, of course you do. You're gonna blame it on him. They tried to redeem Sandman. Sandman was an Avenger at one point. It's just, and the same thing now with Magneto. I'm like, don't fucking way I'm gonna sit here and believe. That's why, as much as I don't like some of the stuff that what Hickman is doing with the X-Men, and including having them trust people like Mr. Sinister. I'm like, you're gonna trust that fool? He ain't even a mutant. It's like you're gonna trust Mystique. Like you gotta be joking with that. Like, yeah, if you're a mutant, you're safe. No, fuck that, man. Fuck all that. You if you did the crime, you serving it. No, they serve. It's not. I don't like that. Some of the Thunderbolts, I'm cool with. Like, they told the story because some of them actually did want to go legit. Like Songbird. Songbird, Melissa Gold, she started out in a group, and she was first called Screaming Mimi. Yeah, Screaming Mimi. And later on, she donned Songbird, and basically, Songbird is basically Black Canary turned up. Her sonic cry is a lot stronger than Dinah's, and she can make constructs out of it too. So, and Captain America said, you are destined to be an Avenger," and she did become an Avenger. Even Clint, raised by bad, was destined to be good. Like like some of the villains, yes, but redeemable.
But now it's almost like it's obligatory.
Yeah, it becomes
it's
obligatory.
It
has to happen, or they got to tell a story where a redeemable villain. And I'm like, why? What makes them just want to turn good? Like when they did all that stuff with Doc Ock, I'm like, really? He another one. Yeah, he was in Peter's body and all that, but he acted like a dick. He still was.
And I was just talking to Colin, and they made sure convenient everybody acted dumb.
Yeah, people. That's why I don't like.
Except for the Avengers, they actually did do that test on him.
I don't like Superior Spider-Man. I hate it because it made people dumb. It was stupid. I couldn't. It's just dumb. And I swear, somebody asked me, "What if they do that in the movies?" I'm like, God, no. Do you think it's time to see a live action Miles Morales? Yeah. I mean, if he's able to
do that well,
if he's animated wise, I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. I will spoil this a little bit. He's kind of hinted at in Spider-Man: No Way Home. He is kind of hinted at it. He gets like an acknowledgement. But yeah, I mean, it'd be great to see him, them acknowledge it. Miles is real. It's just you got to find the right actor to play that role. And to me, it's not just him being the Latino Spider-Man. It is the fact that he does represent two cultures. He represents the Black community, and he also represents the Puerto Rican Latino community. So you have to find, to me personally, you do have to find somebody who is a blend of that, or who can pass for it. Somebody. Okay, so in hindsight, how many times I get confused? There are people that think I'm Puerto Rican or Dominican. There are people that think I am, like, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I've done my family tree, I've done a little bit, and I've seen there's like maybe 5%. And I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out where that 5% come from. Where that come from. But yeah, you have to find somebody that can pass for it. Miles. I know a lot of people say Caleb. Who plays in Stranger Things. But if anything, I want Caleb McClellan to play Static. That's why I want him to be Static. I mean, no Jaden. Okay, no offense, but no Jaden. I want Caleb to play that role. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see.
Oh, fuck.
I would love to see Miles. I want to see. I would love to see them do.
We're gonna see Ben Riley.
I don't think they're ever going to do the Clone Saga in live action, and don't do it. Good God, fuck that. Don't even think about doing that because at the end of the day, it's a clone, and that means Tom Holland still has to play Ben Riley, just with blonde hair, um, things like that.
Yeah, blonde wig. I mean, he could dye his hair. What's up? Next up. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur animated series on Hulu?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I've read the comics of Moon Girl. There used to be a Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, but now there's a Moon Girl. And Lawrence Fishburne actually executive producer on the show. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, he makes it no question that he's a Marvel guy. He's gone on record to say it. Even when he was a Marvel guy, and he even talks about maybe coming back as Ben Foster.
I just hope he don't. Like, I just hope he don't die big and get buried big like he did. So
yeah. I would love to. If anything, I would love to see Ben come back. Bill, excuse me, I said Ben. Bill and his nephew Ben Foster come and take up the legacy of Goliath or Black Goliath, however you want to call it. But yeah, there's a couple of animated stuff on there like Assassin Monkey. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, but that's another
Marvel comic. I'm excited for the Super Mario Brothers movie next year, but I'm also skeptical about the cast choice, especially Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong and Jack Black as Bowser. Thoughts?
Yeah, everybody was, look, you got Chris Pratt playing Mario. I'm like, why didn't y'all just get the original guy who'd been voicing him for so long? That's always been my issue with animated movies is that they always go for a main star talent instead of casting known voice actors. Why can't they do it? Why can't why can't Jennifer Hale play a main character in a Disney animated movie or so? Why? They're more attuned to that than other actors. I'm not saying that these actors can't do their part because still, no matter what, for example, I use another example. I can never really see anybody else playing Woody but Tom Hanks. But we are getting a Buzz Lightyear movie and hearing Chris Evans' voice come out of Buzz Lightyear, I was like, that wasn't bad. I actually like that. Tim Allen did a great job. Don't get me wrong, but Tim Allen played the character more like one of those radio shows from like the 40s, things like that. So, but it worked. But I don't mind Jack Black playing Bowser. But it's weird because Bowser don't talk. He just like and yeah. I do remember the cartoon Super Mario Brothers Super Show and Bowser or Cooper did talk there, but Bowser don't talk. He just grunts and you know. Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong. I don't know about that.
I don't see like that should have been voiced by somebody black.
I don't know what they're going with that, but to me, when Seth Rogen talks, it almost sounds like he got a lot of spit. So to hear Donkey Kong, like I don't know, it's just weird.
Let's see. Really wish they casted Wesley Snipes as Jamal.
Yeah, I mean that could have worked too. I would have been cool with that. And we don't know because at the end of the day, we probably still will see Wesley in some shape or form. Maybe. I'm just saying, you never know.
Um, I gotta go, but happy holidays, Chris, and your family. Let's hope for the best of 2023.
I agree, Tony.
Very good. Will Miser. While Mario is overdue for a redo movie, I'm glad it's finally happening. I have to agree with above com, especially with Mario actual voice actor will be in the movie, but not as Mario, and
That's a crying shame. That's a damn shame.
But you see, you know why? It's simple to get people in.
Yeah,
or you can put a name on the billboard.
Yeah,
Because you notice the actor who voiced Sonic, his name's not up there. It's Jim Carrey.
yeah.
It's not blah 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 voice as Sonic and Jim Carrey. It's just Jim Carrey. So it's only is it considered a Jim Carrey movie? Even though Sonic is the main character.
I mean,
they want they want to put a name.
I mean, even with Sonic, the Sonic movie, you know, hearing the actor who voices Sonic, there was still a part of me. I was like, man, I wish Jaleel White voiced the character because it makes me wonder, did they ever give Jaleel White a call like, hey, would you like to come back and voice Sonic? But the actress who's voicing Tails has voiced Tails in all the games. Yes. That's her. That is Catherine. I'm forgetting her last name, but that's the real Tails actress voicing her. Hearing Idris Elba voice come out of Knuckles, I'm still a little bit like, I gotta get used to this. Like this, I love Idris Elba, but I'm just like, to hear him, you think, oh, I need your power. I'm like, I get it, but it's just like,
but hey, I always said Knuckles was a real person. He'd be black.
But yeah, I guess they want to go with a black actor to play, the Knuckles. But yeah, I mean, it is a crying shame that the voice actor, like, okay, let's use another example, guys. If they ever made, and I say ever, if they ever made a Legend of Zelda movie, just hearing Link talk should be like what the hell he talks? Because all we hear Link, like he don't talk, like you don't hear him talk. So to hear him just finally talk, that's like, oh my God, like he talks. This motherfucker can talk. That's my man Link. Real Nintendo star. It's like, yeah. We've heard Zelda speak plenty of times, and if they casted Zelda, I know one of my good friends, Blue Goblin, always said Emma Stone should play her, and that'd have been interesting to have Zelda with a raspy, but if you hear her in Cruella, it's like, okay, I'm just saying. But yeah, I love Zelda. She is the she is the emphasis of a good princess, a princess that can defend herself too. That's why I cannot stand Princess Peach. I hate that character. I hate that character so much. She is the uber damsel in distress. You would think, you watch all these different games, and she got all this money to make islands with just to play baseball and all that other stuff. You think she can hire herself some better security because she's always getting captured by Bowser, and it's like, and then it's also Bowser. To me, it's like, Bowser, what the fuck do you want with her? Like, what? I'm scared to even think. What do you want with her? Because you can't mate with her. Oh my God. It just bothers me. It's just like she gets captured all the time. Now, when Zelda, Hyrule's in trouble, she's out there, but then she's like, Link, I need your help too. She's out there, but she can handle herself. Zelda's up. Can't stand that character, Zelda. I cannot. As Dashi would call her, Princess Peach, bitch, Peach, bitch, Peach. Yeah, I like her. That's funny. Uh, um, I was finally able to watch Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. What were your thoughts as a fan of the? I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it. There's a movie that really went under the radar. Um, uh, I've heard some people talk about it, but I haven't watched it. I will watch it. I will do a review on it. And if I like it, I'll tell you, hey, I liked it. Or if there's some parts I like, but if it's shit, I'm gonna tell man, this was a strikeout, man. Um, uh, or Ken, uh, what's good, Kate? Happy holidays and you and family. My question to you is: have you seen the Dynasty Warriors movie on Netflix? If so, what do you? Samurai movie. I forgot about that Dynasty Warrior movie. I haven't watched it yet, Ken. I definitely got to watch it. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, I got to check that out. But the thing about Dynasty Warriors, once again, is all those people in that game, they're real. They were real warriors, like in ancient China. They were not fake. Cao and all those people. Lu Bu is a real. He was. You can look him up. You see Lu Bu. Yeah, he's real. He was like a fierce warrior. Lu Bu was, if you want to think of it, Lu Bu was kind of like the Achilles of China. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. My favorite Jimi Hendrix song are "Hey Joe." I like "Hey Joe." Hey Joe, that's another good song.
I wouldn't be surprised for somebody like me. A lot of '90s people's introduction to Jimmy Hendrix was Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump,
for a lot of '90s, I bet
Forrest Gump or Wayne's World, because that had a lot of Jimi Hendrix. And Voodoo Child. I think everybody loves Voodoo Child. I mean, there's a lot of covers of Voodoo Child. Let me see. One of my favorite covers of Voodoo Child, they used it in that Agent 47 last movie. I actually like that.
But you know what's help? What's help? Keep Voodoo Child in the mainstream, right?
For like
hope.
Yeah, it used to be it used to bug my cousin when Hogan used to use it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't stand
the funny thing is, it's an interesting thing. Yeah. The NWO theme is a Jimi Hendrix instrumental.
Yeah, it is.
The NWO theme.
That's right. Yeah, it is.
It's a Jimi Hendrix instrumental.
Merry late Christmas. Hey, Pete Perry. Caroline, what Spider-Man villain are you hoping to see in the future movies? Scorpion. This is where I
forgot we getting that Craven.
I want Craven, but I wish he was not in his own movie. Fuck that.
Yujiro. This guy's name is Yujiro.
Well, I said Scorpion. We had the Vulture. We did Mysterio. Did Sandman. Hydro. The real Hydro Man, not some fake. I would like that. I like Hydro Man. A better Rhino. The real Rhino, not Rhino in a tech suit. No. I want
just a Saturday morning curtain.
Nah, I want the real Rhino. If you're gonna do the tech suit, see how they did it in the game. There you go. But the old concept is like, how is he so big? Like, you can make something out of that. But yes, I want the real Rhino. The Chameleon. We actually kind of did see the Chameleon. There's so many characters. That Rose Gallery is so good. Like, but definitely Craven is probably right up there because, but Scorpion definitely. I like to see Scorpion. And Hydro Man definitely. We got Electro, which was okay. Oh, I would love to see Mr. Negative. I would love to see Mr. Negative in the MCU. Yes, Mr. Negative is probably one of the only big, not big, yeah, big new era villains, Spider-Man villains that I actually like. Because I hate the Freak, I hate Screwball, I fucking hate Screwball. I cannot stand that character. Is a waste of ink. Um, the Freak was just disgusting. I don't want to see the Jackal. I do not. I don't want to. I wouldn't mind seeing a lady Doc Ock, like the female Doc Ock. That'd be great too. Yes, there is a real female Doc Ock. Um, I would like to see some more Spider-Man's female villains. He doesn't have a lot, but there are a few.
Um, did you watch any holiday specials during the holidays?
Well, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown is always going to be up there. Uh, Christmas Story, I was watching that. That's always a big one for me. Home Alone. Home Alone is definitely up there. And I was watching Forrest Gump yesterday too. It was on Paramount TV, and I was watching it. Yeah, but some of the usual stuff I will. And, Wizard of Oz came on one night, Christmas Eve night. I was watching it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of like Christmas Story. I love that movie. I love that movie. You know, especially the when he beats up the bully. That's one of my favorite scenes. Just see the bully get what was coming to him. Good, you gonna do? You gonna cry? Good, cry. And Ralphie you just see it. He's just about to snap. Ralphie is just about to snap on this dude. You see his eyes, and then once you start seeing your lips start curling up, yeah, you about to snap. And he just attacks, and he just hammer shot. He mounts the bully, and my favorite part is the bully's sidekick. Hey, hey, kid, and Ralphie just wow, just hits him. It hits him, and he's like, "I'm telling my dad," and I'm like, sometimes that's what you got to do to a bully. You face the bully, and then when you make them, you see that you can stand up to the bully, and you see people see that. That's good because it took Ralphie's mom to get Ralphie off of him. Like Ralphie he was choking him at one point. He's like, and then she was like, Ralphie, and and then all of a sudden the badasses went depleted, and Ralphie came back, and then he started crying. But I love that scene. I love that scene. And Ralphie just cursing. I guess he was cursing, but there was some scenes that my family and I. There's some scenes where we're like, did he just say the N word? It's like you listen carefully. He's like, you dark, and you're like, did he just say it? But I love that movie. I love. I love. I love the Christmas Story. And then he gets the BB gun, and he does shoot his eye. He does shoot his eye out. But I love it. Like, where'd you learn those words from? And he basically learned how to curse from his dad because his dad would curse right in front of him. Like,
It's so funny. I love that movie. That movie is hilarious to me. Um, everybody's talking about Chris Pratt as Mario. Have you seen Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg? It's one of my favorite slashers.
I watched if you guys are a fan of horror movies, I definitely recommend subscribing to a channel here on YouTube called Dead Meat with James Angelique. Great dude, great, and it's called The Kill Count, and he tally up all the victims in all his favorite horror movies. And that's where I heard about this, but I never watched it. And to see, basically, Goldberg as Santa killing people is just ridiculous. But I also like the movie The Krampus. You guys know what The Krampus is, right? It's basically the anti Santa Claus. He's or Saint Nicholas. He comes and takes the bad kids away. Uh, it started in Germany. It was like a German legend at first, and then it but yeah, the Krampus. And they made a movie about it too. It's actually pretty good. How much are you looking forward to Across the Spider Verse? I'm looking forward to that as well to see Miguel. We're going to see Miguel O'Hare. We are going to see Jessica Drew, Spider Woman. Um, I'm just a little shocked that Issa Rae is voicing her instead of a British actress voicing her because Jessica Drew is British. And this would have been perfect to have Kate Beckinsale voice that character. I swear that'd have been so cool. I still keep saying Kate Beckinsale as Spider Woman. I've been saying that. Getting back to Jimi Hendrix, I actually enjoy Stevie Ray Vaughan's cover of Voodoo Child, Silent Return more. Jimmy was a huge influence on. I think I've heard that one. I think I have. Uh, Across the Spider Verse and Batman are my most anticipated movie. The Batman. Yeah, I mean those are good ones. I'm looking forward to. There's a couple, but definitely Doctor Strange too. Looking forward to that because you're going to see the ramifications of what happened, and we're going to see America Chavez for the first time. She's making her debut. Wanda's coming back. You know, that's going to be great. So yes, it should be fun. And Sam Raimi is directing it. So yeah. There were two rhinos. That explains it. Rhino used to be one of my favorite villains. Yeah, there were two during Dan Slott's I think sick run, his long ass run with Spider Man. Yeah, there were two rhinos. One was the old school rhino, and then this new age upgraded rhino, and he was trying to get the old school rhino in a fight so he can prove I'm better than, and he ended up killing his old school rhino's wife. And of course, typical villain monarchy blame Peter for her death. How about Cindy Moon at AK Silk and M suit? Oh God! I look. I don't hate Silk. I just. I hate her origin. Her origin makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense, and it makes no goddamn sense of how she is supposedly stronger than Peter. I don't believe in that. I don't. Like the same spider that bit Peter bit her. How? She was no fucking where near that. That's what I'm talking about. Retconning origins to make these characters intertwine. Why couldn't you just say, okay, that she was a part of maybe some secret organization because she was kept in a goddamn like bomb shelter for so long, and they replicated the powers or so. I don't just something like that. I can't. The only way I can see them doing MCU Silk is they would have to do a different telling of her, which would be fine. I would be okay with that, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Silk. I'm not gonna say don't want to see her, but I wouldn't mind. But if you're gonna bring in Spider Women, then you better bring in Drew Carpenter, maybe Mayday Parker before her. Even Arena Corazon Spider Girl before her. No way. I always like asking this question to wrestling and comic book fans: Rhino or Rhino? Oh, that's funny. I don't mind those. I don't mind both spellings. I do like Rhino spelling. He spells it Rhyno. I don't mind that.
Yeah, but he only did that in WWE.
Yeah, right. He only did that in WWE, right?
It was Rhino.
Okay, yeah. See, so yeah, but I like that spell. It was okay. And somebody keeps putting Vast Tech. What's that?
Um, wasn't Miles kind of referred to in Spider-Man: Homecoming when Donald Glover talks about his nephew?
I yeah, I guess. I mean, Donald. First of all, Donald Glover looked high as fuck in that movie. He looked high as hell. I'm like, that's supposed to be Uncle Aaron. No. Um,
Yeah, but he's dude's the weak link.
I don't know. It kinda, but it. I don't know where they'll go with that.
What about what would Miles think of Static?
Cool, cool dude. Like,
Ain't nothing. You talk about Tim Allen and Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. Did you like Patrick Wartburg taking on the character in the animated series?
yeah, Patrick Warburg was all right. He had that. Patrick Warburg has that real kind of talking like remember him play Cash Tankerson in the Batman. I like Patrick Warburg. He's fine. He also played the Tick. You know, uh, you know, Patrick Warburg just got that pleasant face. He just it's just like, but it's kind of also scary because I don't like people like that. They look like they got
He's a pretty big
and
size dude.
and he's a big dude too. So you're like, you're hiding something with that smile. But yeah, I didn't mind him, in the animated, and that's why I'm thinking. I'm hoping the Buzz Lightyear movie, this one coming out, is like they incorporate those characters into that movie.
Personally, I think Jack Black, and Seth Rogen roles as Bowser and Donkey Kong, respectively, should be switched. Seth Rogen has a deeper and grittier voice than Black.
I really, I never heard Seth Rogen really get deep and gritty. And besides, once again, Bowser don't talk; he grunts.
Team Wolf has best intro.
I miss Teen Wolf. I do miss Teen Wolf. That was a good show. I really do miss I really do miss Teen Wolf. That was a fun show. I heard rumors that they think about making a movie or so. So I will just have to see. But yeah, I loved Teen Wolf. That was a really good show. Uh, because I was scared. Like it was like MTV. You didn't know what they were gonna do with you know um you didn't know what they were gonna do with the that character that were they gonna do their own thing or were they gonna do this? But yeah, um, big fan of Teen Wolf. I missed that show.
Let me know if you already answered this, but did you or any did you or are you going to see Matrix?
I'm not. I did answer that already, Ken, and no, I don't really care for it.
Do you think Star Fox could work as an animated sci-fi movie? Hell yeah. LL Cool J played played a good villain in Into Deep.
Oh yeah, Into Deep. Yeah, he was really good in that. That was surprisingly scary to see that. Like especially that pool, the pool stick scene. Jesus Christ. Uh, so yeah, I mean, so yes, I do. Yeah, LL did play. He's really, really, really scary in that. Like, but he was a good villain. He was a really good villain. He really was.
Under the radar movie.
That's a very under the radar movie, Into Deep. But yeah, LL was really refined in that movie. You were like, whoa, he's yeah. He called himself God. Yeah, he's called God in that. It was just like you were like, whoa, he could play that role. Like
He did a good job. That was crazy.
So yeah, I answered the Star Fox. I think Star Fox would make an excellent animated movie. Caroline, who's the best fighter in comics in your opinion?
Shang-Chi. Lady, 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 Lady Shiva. Richard Dragon.
Who's the best? Is they out of those? Who is the best?
I still say Shang-Chi.
You ever watch Dashi Games and Family Feud? It's funny.
Yo, who's your dog? Yeah, I watch Dashi all the time. I've seen mostly all his videos. Like anytime a new Dashi video, I am boom watching it. I still need to buy his merch, but his Family Feud stuff is hilarious too. Where's Steve at? Where's Steve at? Like he cracks me up with that. Like I've always said, like if there's one if there's a YouTuber I want to meet, it's definitely Dashi. I'd love to shoot videos with him. I'll probably crack up laughing. But it'd be just fun. Because I know for a fact that there are probably some games I could beat him in. Like any fighting games, I probably could beat him in. Like Pergashi's just a button master. He's just a button master. And he can't, and he got bad aiming too. I remember I read somewhere on somebody comment like, he's doing this, he's faking this. If he's faking it, I don't care. It's funny as hell. You should also check out guys like Corey Kenshin. Corey's good. I like him a lot. And a UK YouTube gamer, 8-Bit Ryan. I like him. Oh, and of course, Jack Septica. You know, he just got over. He praise to Jack too. He just got over COVID. You know, he had COVID and he had told everybody and he was clear of it. So I was really happy for Jack. I like Jack. You know, Jack's funny. He you know, I think I watch his Resident Evil 7 vids more than I watch anything because they're just so funny when he gets scared like Jesus fucking Christ. Stuff like that cracks me up. Where's Steve at? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Where's Steve at? I love Family Feud is one of my favorite game shows here in the States. I don't know if it airs internationally, but Family Feud is fun. I've always said I would love to go on Family Feud because I kill it on that show. Wouldn't mind seeing Hammerhead in the next Spider-Man movie. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to see some more of his street level heroes. You know, but we might see Hammerhead, but maybe not in Spider-Man. You know, if their rumor is like they want to do Daredevil, I wouldn't mind seeing it. You know, Hammerhead or Tombstone because Daredevil has fought against Tombstone. It's just trying to find out. First thing with Hammerhead is trying to figure out. You got to explain that ding 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 in his head, like because you got to explain that, but also you got to explain like how can he do that and not get like knock himself out? You know, that's always been the question with me and Hannah. It's like he's got adamantium in his head, but it's like Wait a minute. He still has a brain, and his brain is still banging on. Like, how is that possible?
That 90s show or How I Met Your Father, which are you more excited for next year?
um, honestly, none really, because I I don't know. I wasn't really into that 70s show. And I mean, I watched a few episodes here and there. Like I know I remember watching an episode when Rock was on it. Um, and How I Met Your Mother, I watched a few episodes of that, and there was a lot of actors on and actresses on there that I actually like, but I never really watched the whole thing. So I don't know. To be honest, none. I'm just gonna say that.
What what's better? What's been your favorite Marvel Disney Plus show so far?
Um, I'm gonna go Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love that was really good because once again, that honestly that didn't feel like a Disney show. That didn't feel like a. It felt different and it hit different too. But Hawkeye was great. I loved WandaVision because I liked the concept of that. I thought that was really interesting. I liked Loki, but honestly, I'm kind of tired of Loki actually. And no disrespect to Mr. Hiddleston, but it's just like there are other characters out, especially in the Thor mythos.
Speaking of Kate Beckinsale, do you watch her show Guilty Party?
No, I plan to watch it though. Y'all should follow Kate Beckinsale. If y'all got Instagram and Twitter up, follow her. She is hilarious. Like the stuff she does on her Instagram is just she's a prankster. Like she loved throwing pranks at people. It's crazy.
Comment question: Do you think
Oh,
do you think a crossover between the Ninja Turtles and Spider Man would work? Yes. Not just Peter, but Spider Woman, Miles, and other.
yo,
Yes, they would. Yes, it would. I can see the turtles.
oh, see that blocking each other can't see.
I can see the turtles crossing over with Daredevil. Imagine that. The hand and the foot coming together. So yeah, I can. The turtles to me could work in the Marvel universe. They could. Turtles and the X-Men. Yes.
Patrick Warburg also is hilarious as Jeff in Rules of Engagement.
Yes. I haven't watched that show. I didn't watch that show when it first aired, but I watched like uh reruns. What's a rerun? You'll find out. I'm sorry. I love that scene. That's from Back to the Future.
And known sexual innuendo, not like it's something under the radar.
Mhm. Uh, Andre. So, Chris, do you think it's about time that Starfire should get her own solo comic series?
I think the most expensive water boy in NBA.
Um,
Giannis's brother.
depends. It would depend because is she powerful? Yes. Has she been around for a long time? More than 30 years? Yes. Corey, I could see her maybe holding her own series, but I don't think it would last because they've done that before. They did a Starfire series. Yeah, they've done one before, and it got canceled. Um, it was more kind of looked more as a comedy than a. So yeah, they've done it before.
Maybe they should make Silk's origin work in MCU or give her a different origin.
That's the only way you could do it. Like, because I could not take the same spider bit her and Peter when they.
I thought the idea was as soon as that spider bit Peter, it died.
It died. It did die, and he flung it. And now in the comics, um, the spider that bit Peter is still alive, and it keeps an eye on Peter and all of them, and it can talk. I'm like, that's scary, and it's going around being like Peter, like webbing up bad guys. But the worst part is she eats them. Like, it's not like a little spider; it's big. I'm like, oh, that's sick.
Okay. Are you a fan of the Teen Wolf movies as well? I always prefer the movies myself.
Of course, anything Michael J. Fox has done, I'll always be a fan of. I like the first one. The sequel with Jason Bateman was all right, and they did explain that he is the cousin of Michael J. Fox. That's why he's able to, that's why he's a werewolf too. It's like, okay, it's hereditary, but it was all right. I like the first movie better. I seen the last convention I went to. I saw so many people dressed up as Michael J. Fox as the werewolf. And the funny thing about his werewolf, it didn't look like a wolf. It looked like a Sasquatch. It looked like a Sasquatch to me. But this is the 80s. And they were making werewolf like lycanthropy into a joke. You know? But there were a lot of good werewolf movies in the 80s too. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of them. I've been watching a lot of bands. I remember during the Halloween season, so I was watching a lot of people who watched Werewolf in London for the first time. I was just watching to see how people were going to react to that, and whew, yeah.
Not to jinx anyone, but which celebrity are you most looking forward to see turning 100? For me, it's Betty White.
Yeah, her birthday's coming up. Betty White's going to be 100 years old.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's sad because I'm a Golden Girls fan, going way back with that show. But I love the Golden Girls. It was a good, and I can watch that show now, like still watch it. It was a good show. You'd be surprised to see how many former future Marvel stars have been on that show too. And sometimes you just like, wow, Betty is the last, quote unquote, the last of the Mohicans of them, because all the others passed away. So yeah, but I love Golden Girls. I thought it was, and I love the opening theme. I like that thing. Thank you for being a friend. I love that song.
Do you think Chris Pine?
He threw it at me, and it hit him instead, and it hit me.
Do I think Chris Pine would be a good voice actor for Fox Mccloud?
No. He moved out of the way.
I think there's somebody better to play Fox McCloud than Chris Pine if they did one. I can't think of it right now.
That's the dangerous guy.
Would you go see a? Would you support a? Would you support a Devil May Cry? A Devil May Cry live action movie.
On the stats, but he's the one that's catching everything.
Would I support it? Yeah.
Goes again.
I am a big Dante Devil May Cry fan. You know, played all the games. Have pretty much all of them. But yeah, except for that remake. But yeah, I mean, I would support it. I mean, yeah, I would. You know, I'm sorry.
Golden, I'm coming.
So what do you? This is from Andre. So what do you think is the best comic book run for Blade in Marvel Comics? Best comic book run for Blade?
Nope. Get on.
I forgot who started it, but his last run where we got to see his father and stuff, his real father.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a long time ago, though. I wouldn't mind seeing Alistair Smythe and
the Spider Slayers. Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of cool too.
Time.
That's Silverman.
We gotta throw it to him. We gotta throw it to him. Ooh. Oh.
Who's more dangerous? Who's more dangerous? Wait, who's more dangerous? The Hand, the Foot Clan, the League of Assassins, or Shadows?
In chronological order, I would go, and I mean more in order of those
order from what deadliest
to most least? Deadliest to least. I'm gonna go League of Shadows, League of Assassins, the Hand next, and the Foot Clan last. And I only put that because outside of Shredder, the foot ain't shit. And I'm forgetting her freaking name. You know, his protege, Karai. Thank you. Outside of that, the foot ain't shit. And besides that, with that, I would put the hand and the League almost at the top because they can kill you and bring you back to life evil. That's it.
Caroline, yes. Who's the most compassionate superhero in comics?
Superman.
Like
Superman, Captain America.
It's over.
Spider-Man. They're very compassionate. That's why I could see them as Blue Lanterns and stuff. No, Hope. That's
taking them up on that.
That's Hope. Excuse me. There's a couple of heroes, but Superman definitely is compassionate.
Mercy rule. Can we please? Cowboys.
Thanks for answering my question. Talk to you later. Thank you. It's interesting that Robin Williams named his daughter after.
Washington defensive players almost got into a fight on the sideline.
It's interesting, but it's not surprising because late great Robin Williams, rest in peace, was a huge Legend of Zelda fan. That's where his daughter got. Yeah. So, and Zelda is a nice name. That is a really beautiful. It's a very beautiful name. if I had a daughter, I probably would name my daughter Zelda. Like, yeah, that's my daughter Zelda.
Everybody's just missing that.
It'd be either. I've actually wrote a list down. If I ever had a daughter, what would I name her? And I said, Zelda's up there, Aurora. I would actually name my daughter Aurora Monroe. I like that name, Aurora Monroe. Um, there's a couple of goddesses names that I really like. I love the name Andromeda. I love that. That's another beautiful name. Akoya. A lot of those are really nice names. I like names like that.
Oh my. Yes.
KO falling down flat on his face. You're not getting up. I saw one episode of The Golden Girls. Wasn't bad. Betty White also starring My Wife and Kids as a family.
That's one of my favorite episodes when she guest starred as June. She was kind of like a playoff of Mary Poppins, and she she was doing everything, but she knew how to do everything, and she always say, "I got the eye," and it was so funny. And one of my favorite scenes is like Tisha Campbell's character Jay made peach cobbler, and she's like, "Save room for mommy's peach cobbler," and then all of a sudden Junior ate it, and he's like, "This ain't right, mama." She's like, "Boy, what ain't right?" So she took it, and she's like, "No, this ain't right," and she did something. She went in her shirt. She's like, "I know what it is," and she just went, and she's like, "Now try it." And they're like, "Yeah, it's good now." Like, so then she's like, "Miss, what you do there?" Like that was funny. That she knew Jay in her pancakes. She always left a batter ball in there and like stuff like that. Betty White is just funny. She has a really good sense of humor. That's hilarious. And I think that's one of the things that has kept her just going. Her just kind-heartedness and sense of humor.
Favorite classic Simpsons episodes?
Anything when Silent Bob was trying to kill Bart. The episode where Homer was sent to the insane asylum with a guy who thought he was Michael Jackson, and I think he was actually Michael Jackson actually voiced the character. It was funny.
Oh, really?
I think it was him. When Maggie shot Mr. Smithers. Oh, those episodes like that I like.
What about would you like a Perfect Dark movie?
Only if they would do the Joanna Dark from the original N64, not her younger self. I still don't really classify that as her. Like it boggles my mind. Like if you played Perfect Dark Zero, you're like, that's Joanna Dark from.
Well, Zero is supposed to take place.
Prequel. It was a prequel.
How many years?
I don't know. I forget how many, but
was it 20?
I think so.
So I mean, yeah, as you can count by with her being because you see Joanna Dark.
But the fact is, like, then once you get that British accent from him,
well, see, that's just a case of just saying, well, fuck it.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind, who could play Joanna Dark. There's a couple of actresses I probably could see playing her. But yeah.
What do you think of Florence Pugh as Elena Belova?
I like Florence. she's really good at that character. I mean, I was glad to see they brought Yelena in, because I was like, I would always tell people there are technically three Black Widows in the Marvel universe. The Golden Age Black Widow, Natasha, and uh, and Yelena, who are not they're not sisters, but I like that they made them sisters in the
What I thought?
the movies. But she's done a really good job, and I'm glad, and I hope to see more of her. Um, I really do.
See you next year, Chris. Thank you, Perry. All right, Will Monster says, what are some good comics you recommend? I'm looking for sci-fi.
I don't know how, and I aimed at
some sci-fi, Area 51,
Area 51.
Area 51, X-File type stuff, or a good slice of life reads and good superhero who isn't Marvel or DC. I own X-File comic.
There's something. Well, this ain't really. There's something killing the children. You should read Keanu Reeves' comic book Berserk. That's really good. Yeah. Geiger, which is like a post-apocalyptic comic, but it's really good. Shadow Crave.
What I'm saying.
There is this is a good one. This is good. Crosswinds, which is written by Gail Simone, one of my favorites, my friend Gail, and basically it's like Freaky Friday meets the Goodfellas. This is good. One character is a homemaker, and the other guy's a hitman for the mob, and they switch bodies. This is good.
Shut up.
Archangel 8. This is actually good. It's kind of like
this is the most close quarter.
It's like kind of between.
It stayed on this.
It is kind of like it's basically dealing with the battle between heaven and hell.
All the battle been here.
That's really good.
Motherfucker. Wait, it hit you? Right. Woo.
This just came out too. I haven't read it yet, but it's called The Dark. Basically, it's cyber warfare. He's a super soldier, and she's a cyber, whiz, and they are trying to stop bioterrorists and things like that. Oh, there's so many. Like, I got a lot of books also that I helped through Kickstarter. So, and I don't think they've come out yet. Um, like for example, this bad boy right here. It's called the Few and the Cursed. It's supposed to be
Yeah, I ain't think you over there.
it's supposed to be like the good, the bad, and the ugly. As you can see, it's really good. I got this through Kickstarter. I helped kickstart this.
You got a bro.
This is also another good one. The Unkindness of the Ravens. This is dealing with witches, and some of them. These witches are almost like dealing with the ramifications of the Salem witch trials. They're like the descendants of some of those witches. Uh, I'll be wrong if I didn't give any Marvel stuff. I'm sorry, but you want to read a good Spider-Man book? Read a Spider-Man life story.
What the?
This is written by Chip Zdarsky, artwork by Mark Bagley. Basically, it's taking Spider-Man's life. Like if 1962, he was 15. It goes from different decades, and is showing Spider-Man growing and basically him aging like he should age as the character. This was really good. Um, the Resistance. This is by JMS. This is under AWA Upshot. This is just good stuff. And Mike Diodato Jr. does the artwork here. I know zombies are kind of getting played out, but this is actually really good by Benjamin Percy. 0 Year. It tells the story of zombie apocalypse, but through the eyes of 5 different people: a Japanese hitman, a Mexican street urchin, Afghan militant aide, a polar research scientist, and uh, uh, like a prepper who's like prepared for like the. Let's see. There's some other stuff. I mean, I got a bunch of books over there that I would recommend. So yeah, there's a bunch.
No, how about no?
Sorry, just there's a bunch. Uh,
Andromeda. That always reminds me of the TV show. Yeah, I remember Andromeda with Kevin Sorbo. Another Gene Roddenberry series. And also speaking of Andromeda, have you got around to the Chucky series yet? I watched it. It's okay. I didn't mind it. It was pretty good. Didn't hate it. My favorite episode is Bart, the Daredevil, in which he tries to be the first. Yeah. Who's the best assassin in comics? I'd probably say Lady Shiva. She's up there. I love this brother because he be himself. God bless this channel too. I appreciate that. Thank you. Do you know Shadowgate? I brought the 2019 remake for Switch, and it actually is not that bad. They even put in options the old MCU. I heard of Shadowgate, never played it though. I got some new comics recently. One of them is Shadow of the Bat, starring Cassandra Cain. I still want to read Batgirls, which has Cassandra and Stephanie Brown together. So it's really pretty late. So and then like we're getting ready to wrap it up too. So don't worry. Uh, you said Shadow Craft. Yes, Shadow Craft. It's about a girl and her shadow is alive and it consumed things like that. It's really it's under Image Comics. Really interesting. Shadow Shadow Craft, not Crave. Um, first episode.
Andrew.
Hey Chris, before you head off here, I need you to say something deep. That's that'll touch the heart of everybody in here. Real talk.
Uh, well, I'll say that when it's time because I'm not yet. So
I'll save that. Also got the first issue of Batgirls. Oh, okay, good. I haven't read it yet. Oh man, you need to play Shadowgate. It's actually good. I'll definitely
probably play it.
Were you a fan of Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah, I did like that game. I have the original for the PS2, and I also have the remake. They did remaster it, not remake it. I liked it, but even from the beginning when I played that game, I was just like, okay, something's not right. Like we're killing I'm killing these giant, and they're not doing anything. Like they're not wrecking havoc. You know, it's this little man who's climbing up them and stabbing them in their weak, bothering them, and they're like, and you climb up them, and you stab them in their weak spot, and then it's sad to just see them die because then that sad music come on.
That should have been a sign.
I'm like, what the hell? And then, and it's this voice in this temple that is constantly, it's just like, wait, something is not right, and you know, even when he loses his horse, Argo. I'm like, oh no, Argo! But Argo does come back at the end. He's not dead, but he's limping. And you see him. I'm like, oh, he's alive. I did like that. Like you fight these things, you can call Argo, and he come right and he get back on him. But it was a good game.
Yeah. And a very great score.
Yeah, it had a really good score. Really good score. Very, very like Peter Jackson-esque with like Lord of the Rings. It was really good. So yeah.
Do you want another Street Fighter movie?
No. Rather have a TV series like Assassin's Fist and all those other ones. That's the goal with Street Fighter. Street Fighter needs to be a series, not a movie. In my opinion, that's just my opinion.
Why didn't you like the Mortal Kombat movie?
You got how? You got an hour? You got an hour? I can.
Let's just start off by saying one of the main things. Cole.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is Cole. The original.
That is the template of a bad protagonist.
This fake, made up.
All Warner Brothers.
It is made up. Yeah. All right. Look, when they started talking about this movie, they said it was going to be more like the game, very violent, blah blah blah. They lived up to it to that point. Fatalities, all that stuff. But then they said that this movie is going to have an original character that is going to be more like us. Like I'm like, okay, but they already have that with guys, people like Johnny Cage and everything like that. And then the movie comes out, and I'm like, seeing that first part, which got me hooked. I was like, seeing Hanzo, Scorpion, and Bihan fighting back in like feudal Japan and stuff like that. I was loving that. And then once you got to Cole, I'm like, this shit.
This guy sucks.
That guy sucked. And then also, the whole birthmark and the whole dragon mark and them saying that that's your power and everything.
And basically, that's how Jax got his.
Yeah, that's how Jax gets his arm. I'm like, oh, this is so fucking stupid. I ain't gonna lie. When Jax lost his arm by Sub-Zero, that I was even like, ah. Like they showed that, and I'm like, oh god. But outside of that, they made Sonya look like and the actress who played her was fine, but it was just like, that's not Sonya Blade. That's not Sonya Blade. Like, she's a badass. She's a leader. It's like the whole movie just it made no sense that and I'll end it with this. If Outworld had won 9 tournaments up until then, why all of a sudden now Shang Tsung and all of them, they feel like they had to cheat? It's just stupid. I can't with that movie. All right. Not gonna lie, I hope I meet you one day, become friends. You seem like you're a good guy to have as a friend, and I look up to you, and I hope to grow up to be half the man you are. Okay, bro, bro, how old are you? If you don't mind me, bro, how old are you? Because the way that just came off, a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little creepy. No offense, but how old are you? Because you're saying grow up. Like, please tell me you're over at least you're 15 or over, like in your late teens or something. Because the way you wrote that kind of came off a little creepy. That's all for me, Chris. Next time, thank you, Guitar. Yeah, the whole dragon tattoo thing was effective as the annihilation.
Here's the thing.
Stupid.
I first thought the Dragon Mark thing was just saying that you just been chosen for the tournament.
Yeah.
But then we got back, there's no tournament.
There's no tournament.
It's just saying that, hey, when you have that tattoo, you get powers.
You get powers and all that.
But then, like you said, so if Jackson didn't get his arms up and they didn't give him no winky dink looking arm, what would his power would have been?
Yeah, Kano, he had heat vision. What the fuck?
Instead of just being his eye.
Yeah. What about the animated movie that?
Those were okay. I didn't. The Scorpion Revenge I liked.
What's kind of weird when Sonya was fighting like underground fights?
Yeah. Well, those were okay. I'm sorry. I'm eating, guys. I'm a little hungry.
Because after Chris said he didn't like it, somebody later on asked him, why didn't you like it?
No, that is all right. But
don't do it.
Mortal Kombat. I've watched Mortal Kombat animated stuff for a long time. Like even before that, there's the latest animated movies. There was that first one, and that was all right. And then of course, you had the animated TV show that that was just ridiculous. Where they what's called Mortal Kombat Defender of the Realms, where basically they tried to mix G.I. Joe and that was terrible.
Oh,
I did not like that. I mean, you go back and watch that show, and you're like, Stryker is a germaphobe. Like he's a germophobic. He's germophobic. He don't like animals. Nightwolf is a computer geek and not a shaman. And the way he gets his war paint on, Wolf jumps into him, and Kiba. Sonya came off like just a stereotypical, almost like overzealous got to get into a fight, and she had a war cry, combat time, and Jax. Oh my God, Jax had issues about, he was like, don't ever call him fat or chunky butt, and they always do that. Like with stories, I hate that. Yeah, at one point, these muscle bound men were fat boys, and they don't like being called.
Don't make me want to got that from Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
He used to be chubby.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. And then, Kitana was just really kind of laid back.
And Liu Kang always did that one low kick,
Yeah,
and that was it.
Liu Kang was too jacked.
Looked like
Rambo. He was so jacked. But he had his Mortal Kombat 3 look, but he still was so jacked. Like his body was so jacked. And I know there's somebody else on it. And then the late great Luke Perry, rest in peace, Luke Perry, voiced Sub-Zero, but not Bihan. That was Kuai Liang.
Oh man, hit him right in the side.
And you had Raiden in there, played by Clancy Brown.
I didn't mean it like that. You're a good amount. 26.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you gotta be, like, even here, you gotta be careful because he's 26. My brother Malcolm is a year older than you. 2 years older than you, excuse me. So no, you gotta be careful because. So I mean, you gotta put in sometimes because you watch some of I've seen videos where bigger YouTubers, like bigger than me, got stalkers, and they did harm to some of these people. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. But I do like meeting my fans. I do like meeting my fans. I have met some fans over the years. Like when I went to MegaCon 2 years ago, which I will be going again this next year. But I was at MegaCon, and then a couple of people recognized me down there. They're like, "Hey, I know you. I want your stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that." Gotta be appreciative of it. I'm just a dude that just like geeky stuff, and likes this, likes gaming and color and comic books and
soggy bottom boys.
And video games and things like that. All the things that I talk about are hobbies, Brill, that I have done since I was a kid, and they have basically kept me out of trouble. I can honestly say that I don't have any records. I don't have no records. I ain't been to jail. I ain't been to jail for some stupidness. These things kept me out of trouble. While I have friends that I known, since second grade. Some of them had a falling out with them because they went stupid and did rogue and did some stupid stuff, and now they ended up behind bars. And we were kids. I was like, "Yo, man, like you were different. Now look, you turned around and did this." And the people actually, I was like, "Chris, do you still read comic books and stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "But you're almost 40. Like, wait, so?" Like, so? Like, why does that matter? Why should it matter what I read? Do you read any books? I'm like, yeah, I read books. I read novels. I read books. I read comics. It's just, you keep doing the things that make you happy. Yeah, like, those are the best things to do. Like, I've said it before, I will continue to, I make it, God willing, I make it to 80. I'll be there with bifocals. Oh yeah, that's good. That's great. That's gonna be me. God willing, I have grandchildren now. be there playing video games with my grandchildren. Like,
Oh man.
I got you. You know, I hope I don't sound like that, but or maybe even
No, it's point.
you
And they
know,
still got help.
I had kids. I'm gonna play with them too, like just stuff like that. It's just who I am. It is. So yeah, it's just who I am, man. Like I enjoy especially I have made some really good friends over my time on YouTube and met some of them in person or spoken to them. You know, like for example, Mr. Multiverse. I've met him in person. I've met Tyler in person, and we spent 4 days together at MegaCon. It was great. Um,
Get away.
Met a couple other great friends, but and become friends with well-known
Oh.
comic writers. Like, for example, like I said, um, Gail Simone. When I tell you guys, when I say I know her, I'm not joking about that. Like she considers me a friend. More importantly, she considers me family. You know, just hearing her husband Scott tell me like, you and another one of my good friends, Blue Goblin, you guys, it makes her so happy when she hears people talk about her work and love it. And I love Gail Simone's writing. I love her work. She's a good writer, but it does surprise me sometimes when Scott said like you'd be surprised there are people that hate her like because of she speaks her mind. I'm like, why? Like stuff like that. And every time I ever met Gail, it's just being able to talk to her. I talked to her just as a person, not as oh did you and that's kind of how I am with just celebrities in general. I don't when I'm with celebrities around celebrities and I've been around some celebrities, I'm never like oh my god like oh my god like you can I I just speak to them like normal people like you know like I've like for example I met Dan Slott and you guys have probably heard me many times say man if I'd go off on this dude I didn't I met him and I was just like there's a part of me that's like I want to just go off on you just say you spent too long with Spider-Man you know your writing has gotten repetitive
But I don't even know if that was even to me.
yeah but I was just like all right just be nice say that
Just sending open invites.
so yeah it is what it is you just you just be yourself that's truly what it is um it is about just being yourself.
Yeah, like Bernie Mac. Boy.
Well, yeah, Bernie Mac said it best. Yeah. Boy, just be yourself. All right, I'm talking to Brill here this time. Boy, just be yourself. People don't like you being yourself. Fuck them. Yeah, okay, yeah. But just boy, be yourself. People don't like you being fuck them. Like fuck them. Like so what? They don't like you. People don't like you because you do this or And I'm talking like serious stuff. Like you ain't out there being a pervert or anything. Because I got no love for anybody out there who perverts and pedophiles, all that stuff. I will curb stomp you in your nuts if I catch you.
You want to curb stomp my nuts?
It's just a figure of speech, but I'm not with that stuff. But just be yourself. It is just be yourself. Boy, just be yourself. People don't like me being yourself. Fuck them. Like fuck them. Just I hate. I'm just saying, like fuck them. That's what it is. Word advice. That's just some advice right there. Be yourself.
Just be yourself.
No. Wait,
It is that's the best way I can. It's the best advice I can give you.
Oh no! Ah, Emmy!
Jesus Christ. If y'all hearing somebody else, my brother playing the game.
Yo, you probably know she could be. You know, could be a carrier, like Karen or something.
Listen.
So all you know, she can be a carrier. She can be a trap. If you do that thing, no, yo, go to the doctor. Oh shit, what happened? Like, why are you that open to it? You probably one of those. Hey. Not even a DM.
So, yeah. Anyway, guys. So I'm just gonna say this.
Jerry, I don't know you.
I'll say this one thing, and I'm gonna end it here, guys. First of all, want everybody to have a safe and happy New Year's. New Year's is coming. Enjoy your time. If you're spending it with the family, spend it with the family. Don't drink too much. Be safe in terms of that. You know, people get a little wasted during, New Year's Eve, and you don't want to be one of those people. But the main thing is never give up. Never give up. Never give up because great things take time. And I'll end it with that. All right. So, like I said, guys, enjoy the rest of your holidays. Happy New Year. I will continue to. I will put up some new stuff for you guys, and you'll see. And for all those who have been asking about the Patreon and things like that, what is going to be exclusive there? Will there be like it'll go up there? It'll go up on Patreon first, and it will come here. I'll explain all that in the vid soon. Once again, for anybody who wants to watch the spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home, it will be up December 31st. I think it'll be up. I'm gonna put it up at 12 a.m. It's scheduled for 12 a.m. In the morning, so it'll be up then. I'll put it up there. So it's quite long. It is long because I go spoiler heavy. I talk about my favorite scenes, everything in there, like the scenes, the acting, everything. Like I spoil the movie, and that's why. So, but if you want to watch it, I would appreciate it. But in the meantime, my pack, your alpha bids you peace, one love. Stay tuned. Keep it real. As always, don't forget to claw that like button because we wolves. And whenever this video goes up, for all those who missed the Q&A, please leave your comments in the section down below. As always, share. And working on some new merch for the store as well. And I will see you guys next time. Deuces.